Hey there. Welcome to the Wanderer's Respite. I guess you can call me the Weary Wanderer, or Noah, if you feel so inclined. I have admittedly been having somewhat of a rough time lately, and instead of sitting here just focusing on the negative emotions, I wanted to kind of maybe try to turn the negative into a little bit of positive by doing this. ASMR, I guess. I'm just sitting here. I can't play it myself, I don't think, for you guys, but I can highly recommend it. Listening to the Mighty Vibes Volume 3 collection on the Critical Role channel. I very specifically recommend timestamp 320. It is Sylvania by Pontoon. It is a lovely song. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I have a few objects here. A few very scattered, weird objects to make sounds with today. Outside of my voice, of course. Though my voice isn't an object, I suppose. But my vocal cords could be considered an object, so I suppose in some way my voice is an object. But that's not important. I have a full bottle of water to hopefully get... I don't know how well that was coming across, so hopefully that sounds good. I should have made it so I could hear the sounds in my headphones. There might also be the sound of a cat meowing. In like a minute, she's eating, and she's getting to be a little too old to jump properly, so sometimes I have to pick her up. Anyway, I'm sorry, I have the bottle of water. I have a, let me grab the box really quick. I have a MS-065 Zaku Principality of Xeon Chars something. MS-065 Zaku 2 Principality of Xeon Chars Customized Mobile Suit. It is a Gundam model, or Gunpla, which I just recently found out means plastic Gundam, or something like that. I've never actually watched anything Gundam related, or read for that matter. I just like assembling things. I started painting miniatures, what would that be? During 2020, I suppose, but like late 2020. And I found that the painting is fun, that's relaxing, but I enjoyed kind of assembling them more when I had to. I'll talk about that more in depth one day, probably. But just as a brief overview, I got some Skaven models, for those who are familiar. Little rat men. And, because I play as them in Total War a lot. Warhammer Total War, I should say. The Skaven and the historical ones would be funny. So I just got some simple clan rats, which are like their little base guys, base foot soldiers, to try painting, and I didn't realize there was a portion of the process where it was clip and assemble. And in my understanding, not every model's like that, but it was just, I had a lot of fun customizing them, I guess. And as that went on, I found myself wanting to build more complicated things, so I bought, I found like for cheap 2 unassembled Gundam kits. One was this Zaku guy I have here, which I think, if that's coming up, might make some interesting tapping noises. And I have some other guy over there too. Some death army thing. I think I just got generic, like, people Gundams. I don't think I got like any named character things, but that's okay. I kind of tend to like unnamed characters more than named ones, because I think there's so many possibilities in unnamed characters. And something about mass-produced armor is cool to me. And one day I could, I'm not going to do it now, but one day I could, like, paint these with, like, a custom paint job, which might be kind of nice. I don't quite have the motion, or the hand control for that yet, though. Or the brush control, I should say. I can control my hands relatively fine. My right one, anyway. And then I have my phone. I've been going for almost 6 minutes with no triggers, I'm sorry. Hopefully my voice is enough. And I have my phone here. It has a ribbed case on the back, and I think it makes a very nice scratching noise. So let me see if I can't get my cat up here on the desk real quick, and then we'll start. Come on, Furball. Come on. Come on. Okay. Nope. Okay, I'll get her later. So personally for me, water sounds are my favorite. So I think I will save that one for last. And I think we'll start with the Gundam. And I've never done anything like this before, really. I've made like one video like this in the past. So I apologize if like time and stuff, I don't do it for that long. I'm still figuring all this out. And I can't stop talking, so I'll probably butt in every once in a while just to say a few words. I was gonna say, it kind of reminds me of the sound of, like rain falling on a tin roof, but that doesn't make much sense because it's made of plastic. So I suppose it sounds like rain falling on a plastic roof. And frankly, I'm not sure if there are plastic roofs, so maybe it sounds like rain falling on a tarp. I am being summoned. Hold on. Come on, Furball. You can record too. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. She was able to jump up. I just had an email pop up on my computer telling me one of my items has shipped. I don't remember buying anything. I will have to look at that later. Though I suppose if someone says, or if you get an email saying your order has been shipped, and you don't remember, placing the order, you should probably check and see what the hell it was. Oh. It was a hoodie I bought like 2 weeks ago. Don't have the best memory. Okay. Let's talk for another minute. I want to talk about the Wanderer's Respite and the name The Weary Wanderer real quick. And I'm sure I'll talk about this again in the future at some point. I hope I'm not too loud. That might not be great. Anyway. The Wanderer's Respite is I used to write a lot when I was younger. I don't anymore. My brain doesn't function in the same way as it did for little me. So I'm better at coming up with things, but not actually writing the ideas down. Whereas back then I was better with writing shit down, but never having any ideas. But the Wanderer's Respite was basically a place that all my stories kind of took place in. And all it was essentially, it was fan fiction. The Wanderer's Respite was an inn, or a tavern, or whatever you want to call it. No, there is a distinction. I'd say it's an inn. That's probably something I had to think of more. I didn't know there was a slight distinction between the two when I was younger. And it was just a place where I imagined the characters I like would go. You know, be it Link, or Luffy, or Goku, or Snow from Final Fantasy XIII, like whoever. They would go there and they would talk to this guy by the name of the Weary Wanderer, or just the Wanderer. And the tagline for the Wanderer's Respite was "Welcome to the Wanderer's Respite, a humble home for a weary wanderer." Or for weary wanderers. I changed it all the time. Nowadays, I consider it a humble home for weary wanderers, not just singular, plural. And it was a place where these characters would come and they would share their stories with the wanderer. And there was always changes, or there was always details missing, because it was essentially me trying to transcribe the events of something. And I, even back then, didn't have the best understanding of what was going on with things. So I wish I still had, like, some of the stuff I wrote down. I still have some stories that I wrote when I was younger laying around, but I have moved around a lot since then, and nothing from The Weary Wanderer made it in the move, unfortunately. Or in the moves, I should say. But I have one or two stories laying around that are... they're a thing. They're a lot. Lots of plagiarism. But maybe I'll read those one day. I don't know if that's an ASMR thing or just read it and like have fun with it kind of thing, but that's a thing for another day. So I guess the purpose of naming this channel The Weary Wanderer, I have another one called The Wanderer's Respite. But this is just a place where I want people to come and forget the worries of their day for a while. Because that's what the point of the story was a place for the characters to kind of get away from it all for a little while and just talk. Because so rarely do characters just get to sit and talk. Sometimes. Unless it's a Final Fantasy game, then there's a lot of talking. Anyway, we're here to listen to triggers, I guess. So I'm going to scratch my phone for a little while. Oh, that's interesting. I don't get any sound from the back of my mic. Good to know. It's actually quite a nice sound, and it feels really funny while you're doing it too. It makes like your entire finger vibrate. It tickles a lot. This is actually, if I'm ever nervous or anxious, I guess, and I have my phone in my hand, I do that. It's just a very nice sound. And I like kind of tracing my fingers through the grooves too, but that doesn't really... It makes a sound, but I don't think it makes a sound my Yeti could pick up. I think I would need a more... Well, I think I would need a newer microphone. This microphone is... ASMR aside, it's old. It needs replaced. I've had it for... God, 6-7 years, and I bought it used, so... From a bygone era when I made Minecraft Let's Plays and Skyrim Let's Plays. Good old days. And now, I don't know, let's talk for a little more. But what should we talk about, I wonder? Let's talk about Let's Plays. And let's talk about... No, not Let's Plays. Let's talk about role plays, because that's ASMR focused. And Let's Plays are somewhat relevant. Because I do play a lot of games. I would argue it's my main hobby. And I would like to maybe do some gameplay ASMR videos as well. I'm just not sure what to do, because I'm not... When I'm alone, I'm a very quiet person, for the most part. I don't really make a whole lot of noise. It's when I'm with friends or talking to other people that I can really keep going and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. So a solo ASMR Let's Play might be a little rough. Unless I edit it, I guess. Which I probably should put a modicum of effort into things, especially since I bothered to learn how to edit stuff a little bit through you know, everything that's been happening over the past couple years. So that might be nice. I think I might do like a little playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, maybe. That's one of my all-time favorite games, and I kind of know it like the back of my hand, or at least I used to. I assume I still do. So that might be like a nice comfort zone to commentate over, because I know so much and I don't feel like I'd have to figure things out, if that makes sense. Because that awkward tutorial section of Let's Plays always used to get to me. Not get to me, but I don't know, anytime I always did them, I would do the tutorial off screen just so I could jump right into it, you know? But to each their own. They're not me and I'm not them. But that's something for the future. Maybe after I get a new mic. Because this thing... I mean, you can't see it, but it needs replaced. But it's got me through a lot of years, which is good. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but it's Blue Yeti that I have. I'll look into other microphones some other time, though. So yeah, if you're watching it and you made it this far, if you'd maybe be interested in just listening to me talk about stuff for a little while and play games, let me know. I would really appreciate any feedback you could give. And I guess let's move on to the water. And then I suppose maybe we'll talk a little more. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Now, like I said, water sounds relatively in general are my favorite. They're kind of my go-to. I'm not a big fan of water dropper sounds. For some reason, those have always not bothered me. I just don't. They don't do anything for me. Unlike other water sounds, like specifically, that's my favorite kind. And then like a psst, 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 or more of a psh, 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 psh kind of sound from a spray bottle or whatever. Those are nice. Those are my favorite. Thanks, Fred. You do a lot of those. Anyway, water shaking. So fun fact, it's pretty dark in my room. For some reason the lights aren't always that bright. So I don't get a whole lot of lighting back at my desk. And now that I have a little extra on me, I am noticing how covered in hair, like cat hair, this pop filter is. And despite the fact that I have a cat, I am allergic to cats. So I'm sitting here inhaling cat hair. All for your relaxation. I will remove the pop filter after this. No, I'm just sitting here enjoying the sound. I also would like y'all to know my cat's staring at me like I'm a loon. She might be right. Okay, that's all my arm can handle right now. This is fun. I switched from Audacity to Ocean Audio, I think it is. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I don't remember Audacity having such a clear counter for how long you've been recording in it. So it's been kind of nice just being able to stare at it and track how long I've been doing certain things. Or at least it would be if I was paying attention. All I know is at this point in time, I have been going for 25 minutes and 23 seconds. So let's talk just a little while longer about... Oh, if you've made it this far, this is actually a question that I have. Just in general, for ASMR. Do you like music in the background of videos? Or would you prefer it's just the voice? I personally like music in the background. I think it does a lot for the video and for the relaxation. And that could just be because I find a lot of relaxation in music. In listening to it, anyway. I will use, not to plug two other ASMR artists in one video, but I'll use Erin over at Goodnight Moon as an example. She, I believe, uploads music and non-music versions of most of her videos, at least the ones that include music. And 9 times out of 10 for me, the one with the music is always the better version. Because it just adds so much more to the relaxing feel of things. I'm not sure if there's going to be music in this. In this one. Probably not. Not tonight. I just kind of want to get this out there. But going forward, there will be. I'll find some sort of soundtrack to use. That's never really an area I explored on YouTube. You can click off the video now if you want. I'm just talking. I never really explored using music in videos officially. I've made like a couple compilation videos just of game clips that I've used music in, but most of them have gotten copyrighted. Because apparently they don't like it when you use Headstrong by Trapped. Did Trapped write Headstrong? I'm gonna look that up while I talk. Otherwise, feel free to continue laughing at me. I have a hard time. Music is very relaxing to me. I have a hard time with band names. Yeah, Headstrong was Trapped. Okay. So obviously that got copyright claimed, but Headstrong isn't really an ASMR theme song either. The Mighty Vibes I mentioned earlier on, all of that would be perfect. Genuinely. But I don't know. I don't know the legality of that. So I'm just not going to, if you know what I mean. I know there's plenty of places out there to get copyright-free music. I have used it before. I just have to look. I'm weird about that kind of thing. But I just wanted to say thank you for listening. If you're still awake. Hopefully I did my job. Hopefully you're not. I don't know what's coming in the future. I think I mentioned talking about roleplay ASMRs and just didn't. I think I branched off into talking about the gameplay stuff, so let me touch that really quick in case I haven't. If you can't tell, I'm a goldfish. I'm a little weird about roleplays right now. I like watching them, or listening to them. I don't remember the last time I actually watched an ASMR video. I like the idea of them and I have ideas, but it might be a while before I can do anything like that. I'm not really in a situation where I would want to do something like that. So that's something that'll come in the future. Hopefully. If not, whatever. I'm totally cool with still doing this, and I know not everybody might be, but hopefully a lot of people would be. For stuff like just rambling and sounds. I have other ideas too, but all ideas in due time. Anyway, I think I'll just end it here. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening, I should say. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess like, comment, and subscribe. Is that a thing you do for ASMR videos? I don't think it is. do whatever the hell you want. I'm not the boss of you. But anyway, have a good night. Sleep well. And sweet dreams.